Hey guys, welcome back to a Rare Breed podcast. My name is Avi, the host. Let's dive right in, shall we? Alright, so first off, sorry for any noises. My dog is chewing on his bone, and my neighbors are working on their yard, and there's just a lot of shit. My face is full of acne, so it is what it is, right? We're just gonna go with it. Fuck it. Anyway, so I needed to just record a little bit of this because I'm watching that show Designated Survivor, right? And if you follow my podcast, you know I'm like a fucking watcher, right? I like to watch shit. And I'm watching that Designated Survivor show, right? And I want to say they did that shit on purpose, right? I didn't watch it back in the day because at first I was like, no, no, we don't need to be putting that energy out there, right? Like nobody wants to actually see America fall like that, right? Like full blown America would have been like it's done, it's over in that show, I don't know, man. I was just not into it back then. I was like, nope, nope. I don't like to see America like that. I don't want to see America like that. So no. No. But they they definitely I mean, at this point in time, like today, right now, I'm like, fuck yeah. Not necessarily saying we need to blow up the Capitol during a fucking State of the Union address, because no, no. However, we do need a cleansing. Like, we need all, and I've said this before on my podcast, we need to fire all of the people in Congress and in politics right now. Everyone needs to be fired. Everyone that works for the government essentially works for us, right? If you are in Congress, in the Senate, doesn't matter, local politicians, they all need to be fired. Every single one of them needs to be fired, and we need to rehire people who actually care about America, right? I know I've said this. That's not the way to go about it, blowing up the Capitol with everyone in it. No, that's not the way to go about it. But, I get the concept, right? Like, we totally need a restart. We totally need a cleansing. Um, I just I feel like it was coincidental, right? It's a little coincidental that they not only released a show that essentially was like talking about domestic terrorists. Straight up. Because that's what it comes down to. That's all it is a show about domestic terrorists. There's some foreign enemies in there, some foreign stuff going on, but for the most part, it's all internal. Everything going on that's conspiracy is internal in this fucking show, right? It's domestic. And you gotta love how they portray Republicans in this show, right? Because not only did they do it kind of weird, right? I almost feel like they did it on purpose, right? Because you know who's gonna watch this show. If you don't know who's watching this show, I don't know what to tell you. Like, I know the majority of people actually watching this show are left leaning people, you know? That's just the way it is. I don't know if that was their like marketing, that's who they were marketing for, but that's probably the audience that they got. And it almost seems like they were trying to just make people interested in politics. It's kind of what it seems like they were doing. They were trying to get people interested in just the idea of politics and what politics in general is about, right? Because it's semi-informative, you know. They're talking about things that most people today don't even understand, right? Um, like my wife, I think that's why she stopped watching it because she was like, "Huh? What? What does that mean?" So, but and you know that's House of Cards all the way. House of Cards, 100%. It's all politics, all of it. Every single second of that show is politics, and if you don't know or understand politics, or I mean, if you don't even know anything a little bit about politics, you're gonna be lost. These shows don't mean anything to you. You're like, what the fuck does that even? What is that? What's going on? If you wanna, I wouldn't say if you wanna learn politics, watch these shows. But if you wanna learn the corruption that goes on in politics, yeah, you should for sure watch House of Cards. Like if you, and I've said this, but if there was ever a show that was displaying the corruption and disgustingness of politics, it's House of Cards. 100%. I don't know anybody that would actually argue with me and disagree with me when I say House of Cards is the display of how nasty and corrupt politics is. I mean, I'm not gonna say it's a great show either. It's not a great show. It's a terrible show, actually. I mean, it's like if you understand politics and you want to know and you want to understand kind of what's going on right now, I would suggest watching House of Cards. It's entertaining and it's it's really fucked up. So if you like Sick and Twisted, House of Cards for sure. This one, however, and you know, the one thing that I will give them credit for, and I do really enjoy about the show, is for it being all about politics. There's no sex, there's no scandals, sexual scandals. As far as I know, I don't know, I'm only in season 2, but from season 1 to halfway through season 2, they have no sex scenes. Zero sex scandals at all. I'm intrigued by that. That's my favorite part of this whole fucking series right now is there's no sex. Especially for it being full of politics, man. Full of politics. There's no sex. It's my favorite. It's great. It's not that way with House of Cards. So prepare yourself for that with House of Cards. It's not that way. They're gonna, I mean, they literally show you what politics is like. But, you know, I feel like this show, they really try to show you, like, they try to show you the, like, the rainbows and sunshines parts of politics, even though, granted, they've just gone through, like, this major tragedy where the Capitol's blown up and everyone is dead. um, yeah, they really try to make it out to be, like, beautiful, right? It's almost like someone who's never really understood politics before would watch that show and be like, oh my god, I want to go to Washington and be in politics. I mean, seriously, that's almost what it kind of looks like and seems like. You're just like, man, how cool would it be to work in the White House? I mean, yeah, it would be super cool to work in the White House. However, it's not all rainbows and sunshines, right? And it's not easy to be the president. I know that. I can assure you that. Okay? I don't even know for certain it's not easy, but I can tell you every president has gone into presidency looking like young and normal. Come out of it looking like 2 miles of bad Oklahoma road. Okay? I mean, look at Obama, for instance. Like, Obama is the prime example of how he went into politics, went into the presidency looking normal. And he came out of it looking like I mean, the stress got to him, I'm sure. There's so much going on. I can't even imagine. I can't even imagine. I would never actually want to be president of the United States. It's the hardest job a person can have. I mean, for God's sakes, Obama had all his side stuff he had to keep on the down low. That's pretty stressful in itself. And, you know, the one thing I keep going back and forth on this show, right? Because I'm like, part of me is like, man, the way they did that, the way they portrayed politics. And I mean, I don't like how they portrayed Republicans in this show. Not even a little bit. You can tell this is all Democratic left leaning. All the policies they're trying to push, and just all the actual deep down politics about it is all Democratic left leaning. 100%. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. They try to bring in the right, they try to bring in the Republicans, but of course they try to make us look like the troublemakers, and they try to make us look like the guys that don't want to help and be part of the progression. When in reality, and like, there are moments on the show where I'm like, well, no, like that, you know. But, you know, at the end of the day, it's just, in my opinion, it's just Hollywood trying to push their progressive left leaning agenda. That's essentially what it comes down to. And I feel like they were pretty successful with that show because they got a lot of people onto those ideals. A lot of people, like, I guess, are using those ideals from that show, from that time, today. And, I can't even, I should have written them down. I can't think of, there was something that was going on back then. And I'm like, well, it explains what's going on right now. Explains it. Because he said it in one of the episodes. He was like, it's 2017. And here we are. And it was just like, man, 2024, and here we are, still fucking bitching and talking about the same goddamn stupid shit. But again, like, I'm telling you, that's where it all started. Has to be. Just has to be. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. Maybe I am fucking crazy. Maybe I am just crazy. Sorry, guys. I'm drinking my coffee. It's still good. But yeah, I wanted to ramble on really quick about that show. I don't know if you're watching it, if you have watched it, but you should. No, I mean, if you're interested, I'm not gonna force you. It's not something that everybody would be interested in, and it's not something that I would be like, yes, go watch it. Like, for instance, that documentary, and I'm still gonna talk about that documentary. The documentary that I shared on my Twitter page, which everyone should go to my Twitter page and fucking watch that documentary. It's pinned at the top. It's shared from, her name is like the Spicy, just call me Spicy, or the Spicy Patriot, or something like that. I can't fucking remember. But there's Spicy in her name, right? And it's shared by like Broken Anthem or something like that. Broken something. Anyway, it's pinned at the top of my fucking Twitter page. So that is one documentary that I will always and forever be like, yes, go watch it. Go watch it. And I know if you are following my podcast and you've heard me say that and you haven't gone to watch that documentary, you're fucking failing. Go watch it. And I do want you to actually, if you do, go to my Twitter page and go watch it, right? I want you to tell me. I want you to come back and write me or, message me on fucking Twitter. I don't give a shit. Find me on social media platforms and let me know what you thought of it. I mean, for real. I'm like dead serious. Please let me know what you think of that little documentary if you watch it. It changed my life. It changed my whole perspective on everything that's going on right now. It should change everyone's perspective on what's going on right now. So yeah, that's one documentary I'll push. But I mean, this little show on Netflix, I'm not gonna push it. If you want to go check it out, go check it out. But I did want to just bring up my little perspective on what I'm noticing from these episodes. Because, like, each episode, there's always something that's like, man, they sure were trying to push some kind of agenda making this show. Especially back then, dude. Back then, I mean, it's fucking clear and obvious in this fucking show. They were pushing an agenda, for sure. So. Anyway, there's that. I'm gonna stop it here because I want to try and save my podcast time. Don't forget, everyone, please don't forget, save it on your calendars. My interview with Melissa from TikTok is gonna be on June 25th, but I probably won't have it edited and published until either Wednesday or Thursday. I'm gonna try for Thursday, the latest. It won't be Friday. It won't be. It'll be Wednesday or Thursday. But yeah, especially since nobody got back to me about the live. I don't want to do live. I'm gonna record it, save it, publish it right, edit stuff. That way we can be comfy and have a good conversation and say stuff that probably shouldn't be allowed to be said, and I can go through and edit it and save it. All the good stuff. Anyway, so yeah, be prepared for the next episode being released by the 26th or the 27th. Um, I have no idea how long that episode's gonna be, so prepare yourselves for quite some time. It'll definitely be over an hour, so prepare for that. But yeah, and we're just gonna ramble on about politics, about Donald Trump. So fair warning, if you are not into politics or into Donald Trump and you hate when I talk about Donald Trump, this is not gonna be an episode that you're gonna enjoy. If you want to listen and get triggered, for sure you should listen to this podcast episode because we are gonna ramble on about Donald Trump and what's going on, his conviction, everything. And we're going to go on about Hunter Biden and his little case going on right now. And Dr. Fauci, Dr. Anthony Fauci. Yeah, we're going to go into all of that. So, stay tuned for my next episode. And thanks for tuning into this one. Sorry, it's not great. It's not perfect. Nobody's fucking perfect, okay? But yeah, I just wanted to give my 2 cents about Designated Survivor. It's just been watching it, and it's like the more I pay attention, I'm like, man, if they weren't trying to push some kind of agenda, if they weren't trying to tell you something, and I mean, come on, come on. I don't know. Maybe that's just me, but I see in between the lines sometimes, and that's a show that's for sure pushing that like boundaries of like, I don't know, reality and like fiction. Obviously it's fiction, obviously it's fake, right? But I mean, some of the stuff when you look deep into the politics of that show, I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Gotta watch it. Gotta look into it. Pay attention. Pay attention. Anyway, thanks for listening. Stay tuned and stay safe out there, everyone. I hope you have a good weekend. It's Saturday, so yeah, stay safe. Have fun. Um, yeah. Stay tuned.